Hi guys, welcome to my study compass. In this video, I'll be walking you through the past paper, Math P1, Variant 1, May-June 2020. Let's get started. Write down the value of the 7 in the number 570,296. 7 is in the tens of thousands position, so the value of 7 is 70,000. The table shows the temperature in degrees Celsius at midday on the first day of each month during 1 year in a city. Calculate the mean of these temperatures. The mean of the temperatures is equal to the sum of all the temperatures divided by the number of temperature readings, which is 12. When we type this into the calculator, we get 19.25 degrees Celsius. Write these numbers in order, starting with the smallest. We can compare the numbers by first ensuring they've all been converted to percentages. To convert a number to a percentage, we simply multiply the number by 100%. The number with the smallest percentage is 5.6%, followed by 5 over 89, then 13 over 201, then finally 0.065. On each shape, draw all the lines of symmetry. A line of symmetry is a line that cuts a shape into two mirror halves. For the triangle, there are 3 lines of symmetry. For the other shape, there is only 1 line of symmetry. Write down the order of rotational symmetry of this shape. The order of rotational symmetry is the number of times a shape looks exactly like the original when rotated through 360 degrees. This shape looks the same when rotated 180 degrees and when rotated 360 degrees. And so the order of rotational symmetry is 2. In the triangle ABC, AB equals AC and angle BAC is 38 degrees. BCD is a straight line. Work out angle ACD. Base angles in an isosceles triangle are equal. So when we subtract 38 degrees from 180 degrees and divide by 2, we get 71 degrees. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So we have angle ACD plus 71 degrees equals 180 degrees. When we subtract 71 from both sides, we get angle ACD equals 109 degrees. Diego flies from Madrid to Buenos Aires. His flight leaves at 20:55 and arrives at 3:50 local time. The local time in Buenos Aires is 5 hours behind the local time in Madrid. Work out in hours and minutes the time the flight takes. The local time in Madrid when the flight leaves Madrid is 20:55. To get the local time in Madrid when the flight arrives in Buenos Aires, we add 5 hours to 3:50, which gives us 8:50. To get the time duration, we first need to find the time duration from 20:55 to midnight by subtracting 20:55 from 24 o'clock. Under the minute column, we can't subtract 55 from 0, so we get 1 hour from the hour column, which becomes 60 minutes under the minute column. So now, 60 minus 55 is 5. Under the hour column, 23 minus 20 is 3. So now to get the total time duration, we add 3 hours 5 minutes to 8:50. Under the minute column, 50 plus 5 is 55. Under the hour column, 8 plus 3 is 11. So we have 11 hours 55 minutes. Diego changes 200 euros into Argentine peso. The exchange rate is 1 euro equals 24.8 pesos. Work out how many pesos he receives. To get the number of pesos he receives, we simply multiply 200 by 24.8 pesos, which is equal to 4,960 pesos. The distance between Madrid and Buenos Aires is 10,050 kilometers. Diego's return flight takes 12 hours 30 minutes. Calculate the average speed in kilometers per hour for the return flight. Here is the formula for calculating average speed. The distance d is 10,050 kilometers and the time t is 12 hours 30 minutes. We convert 30 minutes to hours by dividing 30 by 60. When we type this into the calculator, we get 804 kilometers per hour. Rectangle A measures 3 cm by 8 cm. 5 rectangles congruent to A are joined to make a shape. Work out the perimeter of this shape. The perimeter of the shape is the distance around the shape. These sides are the lengths of the rectangle, which is 8 centimeters. These sides are the widths of the rectangle, which is 3 centimeters. To get these sides, we subtract the width of the rectangle, which is 3 centimeters, from 8 centimeters and divide by 2, giving us 2.5 centimeters. These sides are 8 in total. So now the perimeter of the shape equals 6 times 8 centimeters plus 6 times 3 centimeters plus 8 times 2.5 centimeters. This gives us 86 centimeters. Find the highest odd number that is a factor of 60 and a factor of 90. First, we list out the factors of 60 and 90. From the list, we see that the highest odd number common in both factors is 15. Write PQ as a column vector. To move from P to Q, we move 5 units to the left and 3 units upwards. So we have -5, 3. Write 3PQ as a single vector. To get the resulting vector, we multiply each element in vector PQ by 3. So 3 times -5 is -15. 3 times 3 is 9. So we have -15, 9. Work out the size of one interior angle of a regular 9-sided polygon. Here is the formula for the size of an interior angle in a regular polygon. In this case, the number of sides n of the polygon is 9. When we type this into the calculator, we get 140 degrees. A cone has radius 4.5 centimeters and height 10.4 centimeters. Calculate in terms of pi the volume of the cone. We've been given the formula for the volume of a cone. The radius r for the given cone is 4.5 centimeters and the height h is 10.4 centimeters. 1/3 times 4.5 squared times 10.4 is 70.2. So we have 70.2 pi centimeters cubed. The nth term of a sequence is 60 minus 8n. Find the largest number in this sequence. The sequence is a decreasing sequence. This means the largest term in the sequence is when n equals 1. When n equals 1, we have 60 minus 8 times 1, which is equal to 52. Here are the first 5 terms of a different sequence. Find an expression for the nth term of this sequence. The terms in the sequence have a constant difference of 7. So we can use this formula to get the nth term for the sequence. A1 is the first term, which is 12, and D, which is the common difference, is 7. When we expand the brackets, 7 times n is 7n, and 7 times -1 is -7. 12 minus 7 is 5, so we have 7n plus 5. Factorize completely. 21a squared plus 28ab. The terms have a common factor of 7a. When we factor out 7a, we are left with 3a plus 4b. The diagram shows a trapezium. Work out the value of x. Since these two lines are parallel, with this line as the transversal, then these two are interior angles. Interior angles add up to 180 degrees, so we have 97 minus 3x plus 69 plus 5x equals 180. 97 plus 69 is 166. Minus 3x plus 5x is 2x. When we subtract 166 from both sides, we get 2x equals 14. And when we divide both sides by 2, we get x equals 7. Simplify. 4p raised to the power 5q cubed times p squared q raised to the power negative 4. By applying the laws of indices, p raised to the power 5 times p squared is p raised to the power 5 plus 2. Q raised to the power 3 times q raised to the power negative 4 is q raised to the power 3 plus negative 4. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 plus negative 4 is negative 1. So we have 4p raised to the power 7, q raised to the power negative 1. Write the number 0.0605 in standard form. To write this number in standard form, we move the decimal point to a position after the first non-zero digit, which is 6. So we have 6.05. Since we moved the decimal point 2 units to the right, we multiply 6.05 by 10 raised to the power negative 2. Calculate 1.63 times 10 raised to the power 12 times 2.47 times 10 raised to the power negative 1. Give your answer in standard form. 10 raised to the power 12 times 10 raised to the power negative 1 is the same as 10 raised to the power 12 plus negative 1. 12 plus negative 1 is 11. 1.63 times 2.47 is 4.0261. Since 4.0261 is between 1 and 10, then we can leave this as our final answer. Expand and simplify. X minus 5 times x minus 7. To expand the brackets, each term in the first bracket multiplies all the terms in the second bracket. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 7 is 35. Minus 7x minus 5x is minus 12x. So we have x squared minus 12x plus 35. Mrs. Salaman gives her class 2 mathematics tests. The scatter diagram shows information about the marks each student scored. Write down the highest mark scored on test 1. To get the highest mark scored on test 1, we pick the point that is to the far right of the grid. When we map this point onto the horizontal axis, we get the test 1 score to be 66. Write down the type of correlation shown in the scatter diagram. On the grid, we see that as the test 1 scores increase, there is a general increase in the scores for test 2. This type of correlation is positive. Draw a line of best fit on the scatter diagram. On the grid, we've drawn a line of best fit. The general rule of thumb for drawing a line of best fit is to ensure that it passes through as many points as possible while balancing an equal number of points above and below the line. Hamish scored a mark of 40 on test 1. He was absent for test 2. Use your line of best fit to find an estimate for his mark on test 2. When we map 40 from the horizontal axis onto the line of best fit, we get the estimated mark for test 2 to be 49. The length L centimeters of a sheet of paper is 29.7 centimeters, correct to the nearest millimeter. Complete the statement about the value of L. To correct L to the nearest millimeter, we have 29.7 centimeters. Then we bring in plus and minus 1 millimeter, which is 0.1 centimeters. Then we divide 0.1 centimeters by 2. So for the lower bound of L, we have 29.7 minus 0.1 over 2 centimeters, which is equal to 29.65 centimeters. And for the upper bound of L, we have 29.7 plus 0.1 over 2 centimeters, which is equal to 29.75 centimeters. So we have L is greater than and equal to 29.65 and less than 29.75. Without using a calculator, work out 1 over 3 minus 7 over 8 times 6 over 25. You must show all your working and give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. First, we need to convert the mixed fraction 1 over 3 into an improper fraction. So that will be 3 times 2 plus 1, which is 7, divided by 3. Now we need to carry out the operation in the brackets, which is 7 over 3 minus 7 over 8. The LCM for the denominators 3 and 8 is 24. For 7 over 3, since we multiply the denominator, which is 3, by 8 to get the LCM, we also need to multiply the numerator 7 by 8, which gives us 56. For 7 over 8, since we multiply the denominator, which is 8, by 3 to get the LCM, we also need to multiply the numerator 7 by 3, which gives us 21. 56 minus 21 is 35, so we have 35 over 24 times 6 over 25. 5 goes into 35 7 times and goes into 25 5 times. 6 goes into itself 1 time and goes into 24 4 times. So for the numerator, 7 times 1 is 7, and for the denominator, 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 7 over 20. Lucia invests $5,000 at a rate of 4.5% per year compound interest. Calculate the value of her investment at the end of 7 years. In this case, we need to apply the compound interest formula. Big A represents the final value of her investment, which is what we are finding. Small a represents the initial value of her investment, which is $5,000. R is the annual rate, which is 4.5%, and T is the time duration for the investment, which is 7 years. When we type this into the calculator, we get $6,804.31 rounded to 2 decimal places. Find the equation of line L in the form y equals mx plus c. All we need to do is to find the values of m and c and plug in these values into y equals mx plus c. To get m, we first need to pick 2 points on line L and apply the gradient formula. This gives us 1 minus negative 3 divided by 2 minus 0, which is equal to 2. To get c, we simply pick the y-coordinate of the point on the y-axis through which line L passes, and that is negative 3. So we have y equals 2x minus 3. On the grid, draw a line that is perpendicular to line L. There are many ways to draw a line perpendicular to line L. In this case, we are going to pick 2 points on line L and construct the perpendicular bisector using these 2 points. Explain why triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. All the angles in both triangles are equal. So based on the AAA criteria, they are both similar. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. See you in the next video. Bye guys.